Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast but didn't know where to start? Well, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor is your one-stop shop for podcasting. They have tools that you can edit, add music, all right from your phone or your computer. They'll even distribute your podcast so that it can be heard everywhere like Spotify, Apple, and even on Google. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Good morning, everybody. This is Morning Coffee.
It's time to pour it, stir it up, and serve it up. This is the Morning Coffee Podcast Show, your unofficial wake-up call. Here to help you live your best life and revolutionize your relationships, faith, inspiration, and love. Start your day the right way with Morning Coffee. Here's your host, Tanisha R. Atkins.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Coffee Live Show. I'm the host, Tanisha R. Atkins, back with another great episode for you this morning. Well, Morning Coffee is your unofficial wake-up call on a mission to provoke you to change and spiritual growth so that you can do what? Live your best life, revolutionize your relationships. So, Morning Coffee is a Christian-based podcast. So most of my topics, most of my thinking, my mentality definitely is based on my reading from the Word and studying and just hearing what God has to say about the situation. Well, we are in season 4, and for those of you that have been listening every day, our topic this season is that we're all in this together. So this week I've been taking some time out to share some nuggets that I've learned over my life because it's my birthday weekend. I may be a little animated and excited this week, but just go with it and let me enjoy my birthday this week. So I always like to, around my birthday time, just stop and do a lot of reflecting on my life. I think that that's important, that we stop and reflect sometimes. Take a look at what you're doing, what's working, what's not working, how can you improve yourself, how can you improve your relationships. It's important that we do that. So I've been sharing some tips. Well, I shared one yesterday. Today I'm going to share some tips that I picked up throughout my life. Things I've learned from my parents, my grandparents, my mentors, my pastors, by reading self-help books because I do a lot of reading. So I want to share some nuggets with you. And yesterday's nugget, we talked about thinking about what you're thinking about. So go check that episode out if you have not yet listened to it. Now today, nugget number 2, I want to talk to you about treating people right. If you're going to live your best life, you have to treat people right because the Bible says, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. I think that's the Bible says that. That may be a quote that we all say, but I think it's in the Bible. But anyway, it's the golden rule. We all know that is the golden rule. And some of us have really act like we have really forgotten that. And, it really breaks my heart as a Christian when I see other Christians mistreating people, because I feel like it's a big letdown to God. I feel like when we mistreat people and we're not honest with people and we're not being fair with people, I feel like God really gives us the side eye, like, so you really gonna treat them like that? We represent God, and although God knows that we're not perfect, we need to own up to the things that we do. We need to fess up. When we lose our temper and go off and say a bunch of nasty stuff to people, we need to go back and make that right because we represent Christ in the earth. So how can we minister, witness to people, get them to come over on Team God when over here on Team God, everybody seems like they have a nasty attitude? So we're doing a lot of self-help this week. And this all goes back to our theme for the season. We're all in this together because whatever team you're on, team family, team work, team church, team sports, whatever team you're on, there's no I in team. There's no I in team, but there's a you on the team. You're on the team because a lot of people say there's no I in team. There's not an I in team, but we are all a part of the team. And sometimes we have to check ourselves and making sure that our attitudes are how they need to be. And so it's just important that, hey, nobody said that you can't have a bad day. Nobody said that you can't get mad. The Bible even says that. Be angry, but do not sin. What is not okay to do is talk to people like they're nothing, mistreat them, belittle them, curse them out. That's not okay. And if you are one of those people that have been guilty of that, and you know that your temper has got the best of you, and you said a bunch of ugly things to your spouse, to your kids, to your managers at work, to the people that's under you if you're the manager, maybe you said some ugly things to your pastor at church, or maybe you are a pastor, you said some ugly things to your congregation, or whatever, wherever you are, and you are with a team of people, it's important that you examine how you're treating them. And you know what's something that's good to do? You can really, you can also tell how people are perceiving you. If people are rolling their eyes when you come in the room and not really being engaging with you, then that's a sign that they pretty much don't care for you. And it's probably something you did, something you said, maybe you coming off the wrong way. I would encourage you to go sit down and ask your family. If people are doing you like that, I would encourage you to go sit down, have a conversation and say, why do you do that when mom or dad walks in the room? Why do you shut down? Have I said something to you to offend you? Same thing with your coworkers. If you're a leader or if you're a follower, if you see people shutting down and not really want to be engaging in conversation, most of the time it's because they don't like your vibe. They don't like how you come across. And we have this thing where we say, well, that's just how I am. Well, sometimes how you are is coming off rude to people. And if that is affecting your witness to people, if that's affecting you from bringing people over to Team God, Team Jesus, then you have to check that, because it's not about you. We have to learn how to swallow our pride with some things and to take that wall down. Life is not always about doing what you want, saying what you want. Things have to go your way, or you just going to be a big butthole to people. Like, as Christians, we just have to check ourselves about that, and also allow God to check you about that. Pray about that. If we know most of the time when we have lost control, when we have went there and said some ugly stuff to people, after we calm down, we want to go back and talk to them like nothing ever happened. That's a violation. You need to go get that right and apologize. See, we have a problem apologizing because we're human, part human, whatever, we're spirits but human. But so sometimes we are going to lose our cool and say some things, but go back and make it right. People will respect you a lot more when you say, you know what, earlier, I'm so sorry. I've been having a stressful week. It's just a lot going on. Can you please forgive me? Can you please forgive me? Swallow that pride and get it right. Because again, we represent God in the earth. So that's my second nugget for you for this week, is to treat people right. And as Christians, if you're dealing with any type of business situation, when I say treat people right as well, don't do bad business dealings with people. Be honest, Don't try to, how the Bible says God, he detests dishonest scales. Don't cheat people. That's part of treating people right. That's so sad that in the Christian community that you have those things going on in business where you're mistreating and, just handling people wrong, lying, being dishonest. Hey, we got to get ourselves together, and we got to stop making excuses and lying to ourselves like it's okay, because it's not okay. God is not pleased with that, and we should not be pleased either. So that's it for today. Remember, this week is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little shorter this week because I just want to give you some nuggets on how to be a better you. Things that I have picked up throughout my life that have helped me, things that I live by. These are some core things that I live by to help me to make sure, not that I'm perfect, because I'm not aiming to be perfect, but to make sure that my Christian walk is effective. I think about what I'm thinking about from yesterday. I examine how I'm treating people. If I'm coming off aggressive, I'm being just fussy, I have to stop and say, you're tired or something, go take a nap or something, but you can't sit here and be snappy at people and expect to get good responses for them. So I have to take responsibility and say, I'm staying up too late. Let me go to bed, because I don't want to snap at people, because we need people. And I want people to know I need you, I appreciate you. And that's how you want people to, even with your children. Don't snap at your children just because they're your kids and do it because I said so. Don't do that. Talk to your children and make sure that even with the little people that we're treating them right. Well, that's it for this morning. Thank you guys for listening. I'm just still on cloud nine because my birthday is coming up. And I want to say again, good morning to my grandfather. Thank you for listening. And you all have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow with another nugget for you that I have learned. Tomorrow, I'll talk to you about something that my grandmother taught me growing up. So be on the lookout for that, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Every day, I wake up with purpose, starting my day with faith and inspiration. Wouldn't have it no other way. Live, laugh, love. Let's make the world better. Give somebody a hug. Let's bring the world back together. With morning coffee, let's have morning coffee. Morning coffee. Start your day with faith, inspiration, and love. Start your day with faith, inspiration, and love.